There's another question that I was given. It's a great question. This one is, I would love some examples of ways to affirm the sonship of our adolescents. I have a son who hates to fail at anything, and it feels so important to do what I can to teach him to have confidence in who he is in Christ. I get that as a recovered perfectionist, and many of us get that. So, affirming sonship. The story of the prodigal son, I refer to it in my book as the story of the long-suffering father. There's a lot in that story from both perspectives. From the father's angle, I think if you sit down with your son and show him that despite that son's rebellion, disobedience, just wild living, really wanting his father to be dead so he could get his inheritance, that's what that meant, the request for his inheritance early. That father had such a gracious love in spite of failure. That father would be looking, he looked, expecting that son to come home. And when he saw him long off, he ran out to him. What a display of love in spite of mistakes. So, maybe sit down and talk to your son about that story, that he won't get it right. And it's okay, because love doesn't go anywhere. Now, in terms of his own expectations of himself and other reasons why he might hate to fail is you can ask him, what does he think the consequence of failure is? You can ask him how he would define failure. You can ask him what his definition of perfect, what he could even get really deep and ask him what he thinks your expectations of him are. Maybe he sees people around him and he sees their success and he has some insecurity that, oh, I can never get that, so I'm going to work hard. And maybe a sign of when he makes a mistake or he fails in his own eyes, it's something that he's like, I will never reach where they're at, or I'll never be as successful as they are. So what I would do is just really investigate that son, his definitions, find out who he's comparing himself with and why. With teenagers, it is always better to ask them questions, and he may not be able to respond at first, and that's okay. Give him time. I don't think adolescents want to feel forced upon in the moment. They have to feel comfortable. And then, he might just need to talk, and it might need to be something where you just listen and don't offer anything. Just listen and say, I'm so glad you shared that. Let's talk again sometime. So he might just need to be heard. He might need to unload some things. There's a variety of things, but I appreciate your desire to affirm his sonship in Christ. That's something as parents we always need to do. I think the story of the prodigal son is a great picture of the Father's heart towards us. And it's something that he may have to hear and rehearse that story over and over again to really realize that that's the way the Father sees him. No matter how many times your son makes a mistake, the Father's going to wait expectantly, run after him, cover him with a wonderful robe, and just love on him. So I hope that helps. For this question, to enter the contest to win a free book, again, you can tag someone in the comment section below, and I will enter your name and the person that you tag's name into the contest and pull it and announce the winners in the next video. So thanks for listening.